We're seeing this idea of common good land use as maybe a useful framing for talking about land issues. It might not be entirely right, there might be areas where people disagree, but it feels like a shared set of assumptions between policymakers, planners, funders, practitioners might be a way of shifting some of the actual practice and the reality on the ground.
The civilization of modern states is largely based upon respect for the rights of private property, and that respect cannot be secured unless property is associated in the minds of the great mass of the people with ideas of justice and reason.
This idea of common good land use, I think, is a really powerful framework where we can kind of start to sort of coalesce around.
Yeah, so that's effectively my spanner in the works on creating common good land use. If you can't get hold of the land in the first place, it's really difficult to do anything good with it.
So, we're keen to drive debate around the need for policy change, land reform.
Taking back control and better or stronger together, kind of things that are in our kind of minds every day. These are also important political ideas, but they're also about land reform.
This has to be about changing the system, so it is about system change. We can't just be really tinkering with the edges.
So we need a planning system that more actively encourages land managers to contribute to sustainable development.
The challenge is for them to switch away from a sense of ownership and proprietorship over land and to devolve that to other organisations and groups who are probably better placed to deliver those core elements.
We've been learning from experiences of what's happened in Scotland, and also looking at things like how One Planet development is enabling the creation of low impact off-grid homes for people who are managing land for the common good in Wales.
And grant funding, I think, needs to be more focused on developing new models, exploring what those might be.
Today's raised the issue of connections, of language, and where we go next with capturing good practice and then actually taking that forward. So it has been very inspiring.
The future, I guess, is very much about how we collaborate and work together to take forward some of these ideas in some of these fields that we've been discussing today. For me, thinking about where we go next in some of this stuff, is about continuing to do some of that linking up and creating that shared narrative around common good, around public interest, and engaging practitioners and professionals around how they meet that.
What we have to do is show that it works, that what we're doing not only works but is better than the existing system that we have, that actually doesn't work for a lot of people and doesn't work for the long term of the land.